Ben Beeton here. We're looking at artworks from my residency at Bundanon, which is my fourth residency project. It's a property on the east coast of New South Wales which was made famous by the Boyd family, many of whom were artists. Now, with all my residencies, I focused on studying the ecology, geology and natural history of the region, and the sandstone that the Shoalhaven River cuts through, including the iconic Pulpit Rock, is actually Triassic in origin. That's the first period of the age of the dinosaurs, and it was amazing to swim across the Shoalhaven River to the iconic four boulders that feature in many of Arthur Boyds' paintings. The deep time history of the region is dynamic as well. A giant tsunami decimated the Shoalhaven region at some point in the Tertiary period. High in the mountains surrounding the Shoalhaven, I found large boulders and many small pebbles embedded in cliffs of sandstone, and these are called drop stones. And drop stones are rocks that get caught up in glaciers when sections of the glacier breaks away as icebergs. They take the rocks with them, and through weathering the rocks become rounded. As the icebergs melt, the rocks fall out and sink to the bottom of the ocean, and eventually they end up in the mountains. And so this is how we know there's actually some events in the ancient past of drop stones being found where the equator was over 600 million years ago. So that's how we know that at some point the entire planet was covered in ice. So it was quite remarkable to go to places such as the natural cathedral at Bundanon, which is quite famous, and to basically walk in the footsteps of some of Australia's great painters who have created many iconic paintings, focusing on, well, really looking at you see, the point is, white Australia doesn't really have any really deep kind of myths or legends about its history, compared to Indigenous Australians or Europeans. So these painters such as Boyd created them for white people, which is why these paintings are so valued. But it's very interesting for me to go there, look at ecology, geology, deep time history, and take to the landscape artistically from that informed perspective. It's a very interesting project.